Let's go. Okay, so hello. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And here we are, guys. It is grand finals time for the Gwent Philippines Holiday Tournament. It's GhrimRheaper versus Noelle into this best of 5. We're going to be starting things off with that Lippy deck, of course, on the Skellige side versus, is that Precision Strike there on the other side? A lot of control perhaps here for our Scoia'tael player. But what do you think, Tweedle? What do you think about this matchup?
Well, movement is good at removing cards. However, for Lippy decks, there aren't really engines to remove that much. Lippy decks usually like thrive on just like putting things on the board and thinning their decks. So there aren't really like significant threats for removal to deal with. So it'll be a match wherein like pretty much whoever just like puts more points on the board will win.
Yeah, it might be that case. It's a bit of control, though, for both sides with 2 gutting slashes in the hands of GhrimRheaper right now. But here we go. Sarah's first turn. 1 turn, already 18 points. The big commitment here from our Skellige player saying, yo, I want to win round number 1, and I want to do it right here, right now.
So
It's
Red is going to play Oneiromancy, I think.
Oh, Iron Falcon first and foremost. So, +2 armor. Might be going on to the it's gonna be going to the Sentry, I believe. So that's a very, very strong unit. It really has gotten a lot of play now because the amount of movement options here for our Scoia'tael side. But it seems like there you go. First slash comes on through, gets rid of the accordion player to just get some more. Well, get a bigger buffer on the board, but it's Heatwave time. An interesting call, gets rid of Ceres, and now there is going to be no 2-play later on.
Yep, normally you'd feel bad about like playing a 4-point heat wave, but in the case of like Lippy decks, that series can really like present a threat, not just for this round, but for later rounds as well.
Exactly. It's going to be summoning, of course, all those Shield Maidens later on to try and do it again. But if GhrimRheaper does actually get the draw that he needs in the first place, if he is going to be able to get one of those deck thinners later on, then that will still be the amount of points that he will be able to get to play in the first place. But for now, it is going to be Kaduk time, as here we go again. Seems like, though, the Adept going to be played here. And for him, it's just trying to get back to that 7-point value in a couple of turns.
So looking at both players' decks right now, on Noelle's side, we see that it's the usual movement Scoia'tael deck that's been going through the ranks lately. And for GhrimRheaper's side, it's Lippy deck with a lot of control, as you can see here. He even has Curse of Corruption. Very interesting.
Yeah, at the very least, get rid of a tall unit. But right now, it seems like it is just GhrimRheaper standing tall and proud. Only using 1 charge, of course, to get those Queen's cards out of the Shield Maidens, rather. But seems like it's past time here for Noelle. Can't really do anything against our Skellige player. Oh, Knickers even coming out at the last moment, winning it 28-0. But it's a big admittment there from the side of GhrimRheaper. And without the series, will that hurt the later rounds here, Twildy?
It might hurt the later rounds, but the thing is, the Shield Maidens will still summon the other Shield Maidens. All it needs is to be damaged. So what Ceres provides is just like additional thinning, but the Shield Maidens can do the thinning all on their own. So we're not really sure how impactful that Heat Wave really was. And with round 2 going, Skellige players would usually push this round, yes, as we can see, because they really want to thin their deck to almost 0, if not 0, for round 3.
Exactly. So you're not gonna have a graveyard. You're gonna be able to use everything and more. And Snowdrop can be played to already find a few targets here and there, get some more of those draws, and that Birna Brand gonna be in hand to be an easier time to go for the discards. But in the meantime, here for Noelle, not only does he play the Troubadour again, now he has 2 of those sentries in hand, and that's gonna be very, very strong if he ever decides to play it later on.
Yes, for this round to bleed, Noelle really needs to be careful, because if he plays too passively, he might get overwhelmed by points. But if he commits a lot, then round 3 will definitely be very, very hard on him.
But there you go, already the double discard from the brand. The skirmisher is going to be getting out into play, and that's 8 free points after the draws there. Morkfar going to be in hand as well. We have a squirrel, just in case there's going to be an echo card on the other side. But here comes the first sentry into play. Big point advantage, though. already here for GhrimRheaper. 16 points is no laughing matter so far, but he might be able to choose to pass to this. But in any case, he still wants to go for the push. Blue Boy in hand. We do have a Bear Witcher there as well. And while we are checking out this Koyatal's deck, it seems like it is just going to be the Witcher still on the inside. And here you go. The charge is coming to get a few procs here and there to slowly but surely get rid of the point values on the other side.
So as we can see here, Snowdrop is a new card that was just released a few weeks ago, and it's been dismissed in its initial release as like a meme card. But as you can see, 10 points here, it's definitely no laughing matter, in addition to the card draws you get from her initial deployability.
It's ridiculous, right? Any kind of deck that allows you to manipulate it, allows you to get some draws on, you will get value. Tactical Decision becoming a bit more popular because of a card like that. And we're seeing it here with the likes of Berta Brand even doing more, as well as the Heimei Scout. But that is going to be now time for the Sentry to be dropped on down after getting rid of the first one. The Cat Witcher going to be getting a few of those procs here and there, but oh, it hits the Blue Boy's back, and he will hit hard against the Sentry there. But the armor going to be keeping it alive. And what do you think right now? Is this going to be a good chance for GhrimRheaper to go for even more of the bleed, or should he pass sometime soon?
He should definitely go for the bleed. As we can see here, the artifact still has a charge, and it has already lost its resilience. So he's definitely gonna push here for 1 or 2 cards more. If not, maybe like try to 2-0 his opponent. But yeah, definitely a push for using the artifact charge would definitely be very good, as you can see there, definitely.
And there you go. That heal is just so very strong, so helpful there for the Bear Witcher, and allows you to hit that Blue Boys even more so. But he doesn't have too many charges now. He only has 1 left. But here comes the tin from the Scoia'tael side. No Revenge Justice. Not only do you spawn that Cleaver's Muscle, but also you can make those volunteers count. And that is just 13 points for that 1 card. Absolute value there, keeping Noelle in the fight.
Yes, another thing to be careful of for Noelle is the more units he plays for this round and the shorter round 3 is, the lesser bodies he will have for Gaetan. But it seems that GhrimRheaper has passed, so he'll need to catch up for like 16 points.
And he's going to be playing that Gaetan instead. Not only does he get that damage, but also the Sentry going to be proccing 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. And then you add even more with the Cat Witcher. But the Blue Boy hits back! And that is just the mathematics right there. Oh, the Blue Boy hits back again. That was so close there, Tweedle.
That was so close. But Noelle takes it by 1 point for round 2.
Oh, RNGs is almost hurting Noelle where it counts. But in the end, it will just be him committing that Gaetan to have enough points on the board. But a good draw here for Noelle. Even though he was forced to commit his Gaetan there, he still has the Great Oak, he still has the Trentpor, and with that, he also has that Sultan Company to get some bodies in terms of the units there. But in the meantime, Curse of Corruption now gonna be in hand. Lippy is ready to go as well, but Trentpor, first and foremost, gonna be out. Gonna be a good way to get some procs and some pokes in a while.
So as you can see here, Grim's deck has only 3 cards remaining, but of course we know that's not going to be a problem since he'll have Lippy to play and will shuffle his graveyard with his deck. So he'll definitely have use for a Neuromancy and his Heimei Scalds for later still.
Yeah, and he does have the Quartermaster to just put down if ever he chooses to, but that Lippy is waiting for an opportunity to swap that hefty graveyard back to the deck. In terms of this matchup though, both players really knowing how to play their archetypes pretty well. It really goes to show why they made it to the grand finals. But who do you think has the edge so far, as the Lippy will swap it over? Unfortunate to see that Heat Wave go into the graveyard, but besides that, Morkvarg Roach do come out, and there you go, Knickers, good boy, comes out as well.
So the thing is, like, movement cards usually like thrive on longer decks, and so far we haven't seen any engines yet from Noelle. Okay, the Cat Witcher does go down.
I think Tweedle cut out for a bit.
I'm good. Can you hear me? Hello? I think I'm good naman. I'm good naman.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So I
Okay, we're good. So here we go. It seems like the Matreon gonna be there at the very least, add some more points. And here he comes. He's back here, Tweeds. The blue boy is back, and we'll see if some more of those prongs will actually happen coming into this round.
So you definitely take yeah, you definitely take the Scald there outside of your deck. So 3 strong cards from GhrimRheaper still, and an additional leader ability charge as well.
Yeah, but here we go. Brocklon Sentinel gonna be used after the Precision Strike charges do connect, and now that back row looking even bigger to allow Gezras of Leda to get maximum value. This is where he truly shines when the Adrenaline procs put him on the melee road to go all the way to the range 1, and that is just gonna be a hefty +1 into play.
So Lugos will be playing here for more than likely just 6 points, which is rather unfortunate for GhrimRheaper. I would imagine he'll use a Neuromancy for his remaining Shield Maidens to thin them out with his leader ability, but we'll see what route he'll take here.
Oh, but Great Oak gonna be committed first rather than Matreon. Seems like he's looking for that removal, refuses to let that Quarry Master use any of those charges in the first place, and now it's time for even more of the pain. The blue boy can be used up here on Neuromancy, might be there for the Shield Maidens, but I don't think it's enough here, Tweedle. I think we are gonna be seeing Noelle win this one out.
Yes, definitely. There's really like no cards that can like give you what, 30 points or something like that. So no 2 cards from GhrimRheaper's deck would really help him out right now.
A little unfortunate, but that is just how the cookie crumbles. And when Noelle is allowed to set up like that, he is just going to get so much value there. Here comes the Ursine Ritual. It does summon the Abomination, but besides that, it's only going to be 3 of those Shield Maidens, if ever. Matron now going to be into the melee row just to add things up. And here we go again with Ledas. He goes back to the back row, adds more of those points, and that is just going to be a 19-point difference to allow Noelle to get game number 1 in the Grand Finals. Great match.
Yes, definitely a great match. So I haven't checked the opponent's deck, the players' decks yet, but of course, Noelle winning the first match will mean that he can no longer play that Scoia'tael movement deck for his next matches.
Yeah, and I feel like there it was just Noelle understanding that he can get away with playing the Troubadours. He can get away with going for the boost in hand. And he was just able to arm up on those sentries to make them a bit more tankier and force the removal to go onto those kind of units instead. In the meantime, the Matron's free to stay alive. And then you not only got the Sultan's company, right? You also got the charges from the Precision Strike to fill up that back row quickly. You wouldn't expect that this is going to be that kind of game plan there for Noelle, because you're going to be looking into Deadeye Ambush to have heftier and bigger units in behind so you can summon it at any time. But with this kind of setup, he just gets those small units, and he knew he could exploit his opponent not having any of that quick removal on smaller units, and he was just able to fill up that back row, make that Great Oak work as well, and Gezras did all of the beauty that he could do.
Yeah, so for our next match, GhrimRheaper will be sticking to his Ursine Ritual deck, while Noelle will be playing his... What's this leader ability again? Shield Wall.
Is that Shield Wall? Yeah, Shield Wall is back. And for me here, Tweedle, the biggest surprise of the tournament was how well Northern Realms is doing in our local scene. I honestly did not expect this much success from our NR players so far.
Yeah, normally like on ladder, like you won't see Northern Realms having that much success, but it seems like in an open tournament setting, maybe like it just outputs a lot of points. Shield Wall is still a deck that has a lot of vengeance, a lot of threats, and not a lot of people can really deal with those threats all the time.
Yeah, and this deck, it has withstood the test of the patch. It's pretty much the same old stuff. You have your duels, you have your hefty units, you have your amazing thing called the Amphibious Assault and Crystal Skull onto the frigate there to keep it alive from the stunning blow. And here we go with the Marine. Even more of those points. Devotion deck online. And fun fact about Noelle, guys, from our amazing analyst on the inside, he's had a record 2600 FMMR in the pro rank. So you already know that he knows what he's doing here with this kind of deck.
Yep, definitely. Noelle is definitely one of the players to watch out for, not just here in the Philippines, but definitely in the global pro scene. So, yeah.
Great. Great to see that kind of representation. And it really has been a good year for Gwent in the Philippines, with all of the players getting even better and better, mobile market adding more to our lovely community. And you can really see that here in the tournament, only the best of the best in the local scene able to make it to the grand finals. But second gutting slash into play after the first shield onto the Honest Trigger. So at least he is going to be protected, getting the +1s on both sides. Going to be a great engine there to keep it up. And here comes the maneuver to at least get one more on the board. All of these boosts working out really well for Noelle so far.
Yeah, so the interesting thing with GhrimRheaper is Ceres is still in the hand. It still hasn't been played. And I'm wondering when he'll choose to play Ceres to thin out his deck. Because for round 2, you run the risk of like drawing your Shield Maidens and bricking your Ceres. So I wonder when he'll be playing it.
He's probably going to be playing it soon when he feels like he needs to. And there you go. Just to keep up against Diana, getting all of those points and more. Sarah's going to be into play. And here we go again with your standard fanfare. Urside Ritual Charge connects onto the Shield Maiden. Gets the thin on out. 3 of them online. And here we go though. That's a potential Zeal for Noelle. And we'll see what he'll do with this kind of unit.
Yes, most likely it's gonna go to either Selkirk or something that he can amphibious the assault. Looking at his deck though, there's really not much that he could use Zeal on, maybe aside from Griffin Witcher or the Royal Guards. So we'll see how he will go with this line of play.
Yeah, it's an interesting call. He does have that body though in hand. It is the cheapest option in terms of provisions. Doesn't want to overcommit if ever. We do see our Skellige player passed here. But now Birnabrand gonna be played. One skirmisher gonna be on the board. 32 to 31. Pretty close for both sides right now. It seems like it is going to be high time for that amphibious assault. A great echo card. You're able to get any kind of NR unit down in your deck from 9 probs or lower. You get bonus points for that, and it's an echo card, so it comes on back. Of course, the infantry, one of the standard units of the NR fanfare. It gets a boost, it gets a poke on the other side, and you're going to see a lot of value with the honor right beside it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Trident Infantry has been one of those cards that has almost stayed consistent ever since like the old days of Gwent. Like the effect of like being boosted and like dealing 1 damage at 4 provisions hasn't really changed, and it's rare to see a card that like hasn't really changed much since the expansion.
Oh, and you know who else is standing here? It is going to be Selkirk, getting a duel onto the Bear Witcher, getting rid of it immediately. And you make a good point. It's really one of those cards that has stayed strong, stayed through, and you can really see it's a well-balanced card because it fits completely well with the NR playstyle. But that Selkirk, that first duel into play, going to be a big, hefty hit because now the heal's not going to be doing that there from the Heron Kaduk. Besides that, the value here for GhrimRheaper, not too much besides that blue boys. He might be able to go for a few pokes here, but if he hits that on a shield, then that's going to be 2 points wasted immediately onto a body that can tank it.
Yes, that's true. So Noelle will most likely pass if GhrimRheaper continues to play this, since like Falbor and Viraxis are both very, very good cards that you probably wouldn't want to play on round 1.
Yeah, and that's just not going to be enough here. He does go for a few of those Ursan Ritual charges. Now he does get the heal online, and Noelle in a perfect location to actually go for the pass. Not only does that Ana give so much points, it's just going to be the Hades Scald in hand as well as the Stunning Blow. And this is looking pretty dire here for GhrimRheaper.
Yes, he basically has 2 4-point cards in his hand, and leader ability being used right now would be just totally disastrous because there'd be no way for him.
That draw though, that is such a good draw from him. Curse of Corruption in hand, destroys the infantry. Is it enough? Yes, it is. He will take the round, but that's gonna be 1 card down. But at the very least, it was his Sarah still sticking on the board. Not the best situation though for our Skellige player here.
Yep, so we'll most likely see a pass, and with the leader ability, did he use leader ability or was it Captain Tact? I can't recall.
I think he still has 1 for the Abomination proc later on, as well as the Sarah summon. But besides that, that's pretty much it. He's not going to have much of the ritual to help out of the other cards. Still 2 shield walls available for Noelle, and things are looking good because that's going to be Queen Natalia in hand, waiting on for another Bronze Soldier if ever, but can use it on the Royal Guards. He also has John Natalis for that warfare later on.
So GhrimRheaper here probably deciding if he will be using his Oneiromancy because it will come back in his deck later on.
Decisions, and
And
it
he
is gonna be a
will,
play.
yeah.
Is it Lippy time already, or will we see Snowdrop first and foremost to get a draw?
Oh,
No,
wow,
he's not even
Lippy
gonna risk
right
it.
away.
He's not risking it at all. You know, he can get that Snowdrop to get the draw if ever, but no, it is gonna be high time to commit to throw everything down. Morkfire gonna be into play. Problem is though, no Ceres in hand. It's 12 points here for GhrimRheaper. Besides that, here we go with the Royal Guard. It just might be that one card still in advantage for Noelle if this is going to be a pass already from the Skellige side.
Yes, definitely. So on Noelle's side, he is fortunate enough to still have a bronze card that he can just throw away if GhrimRheaper does pass, because it would be, to his advantage to just pass right now. He can't really push this any further.
And basically puts it in front to just go for the points.
Oh,
and tomorrow, Vickers saved the day for GhrimRheaper there, forcing one more card to be played. And Noelle has just gotta be hurting there. A big chance for Knickers though to come on out during that turn because it is round number 2. The more rounds you go on, then the easier it is to get Knickers out. In round number 3, it's pretty much guaranteed. Boiling Oil though, in rage, but what a play from GhrimRheaper, the RNG going in his favor and getting the dog out.
Yes, Knickers single-handedly removing Noelle's card advantage there because GhrimRheaper did have to go one card down in order to win round 1. So it's very interesting to see how this will unfold now, because Northern Realms may be strong, but on very short rounds, Skellige might be a bit favored here.
Yeah, and we are going to see the Bloody Baron, but the drummer just basically comes back into hand. Still can use that Amphibious Assault for the frigate there, and that is exactly what's happening. But in hand here for GhrimRheaper right now, the Heat Wave is available. Will he commit onto it, or will he wait for something else? Varaxis seems like the only reset it can do right now is for the Bloody Baron, so we'll be seeing a few resets here and there. Heat Wave right now committed on the frigate and getting rid of the Volunteer Maker in that round.
GhrimRheaper also getting an excellent hand with his Scald and I am not even gonna attempt to read that Skirmisher.
That's Susarak or something like that. Susarik. And you know that these guys, especially from the source material, it's all from the Europe side, because these names, Tursiak, I'm not gonna try it. I've been calling it Skirmisher, but it's the lad you throw away. He is the trash that comes on back and becomes a bit of a landfill. But here we go. Varaxis is going to be into play, as well as the Tamaran Drummer. Going to get a shield just in case. Stunning Blow, though, will be the answer to Varaxis. And now this is just going to be a bit dire here for Noelle. Will he commit immediately with the Bloody Baron? Yes, he does. Heals up the Varaxis. Can give that charge later on, but doesn't want to use it yet. A bit of a bluff here to try and fake out the opposition, perhaps.
So 7-point lead here so far for Noelle, which will be an 8-point lead once the Tamaran Drummer drops. Falibor will be playing for 10, and that's going to be a full... how many points?
That's going to be... It goes for the shield wall. Unfortunately, Bloody Baron cannot reset himself. Good call to actually hit that Baron where it counts. And that is going to be 26 in the end for Noelle. But Ceres, it is time to show off why you are going to be the Queen of the Isles. We'll see, though, if it's going to be enough to get the proc on in the first place. One charge, that Abomination, going to be some hefty value. And here comes the win con. Here comes the play. And it's a 30 points for our Skellige player to take it. 4-point buffer to take that win. What's a close game, but I gotta say, GhrimRheaper has to be taking Knickers for that matchup.
Definitely. Knickers being the MVP for that match. I'm surprised Noelle didn't even consider the possibility of, Knickers coming out, because being a good player, he should have, definitely increased his point lead a bit more.
Yeah, maybe just committing the John Natalis rather than the other Royal Guard. It was a good idea though, but in the end that greed costing him the round, the card advantage, and in the end the game. It was a strong showing. It could have really worked out. Maybe if he did commit one more charge, because it seemed like the shield walls weren't very important in round number 3. He didn't have anything to really use it. If he only used the shield wall to add 2 more points, then that could have been the the setup there. But in any case, we are all tied up 1-1, Tweedle. This is why we are in the grand finals, and this is why these guys can be considered some of the best, because who would expect that these risks are working so well for them?
Yes, definitely. It's very rare for someone who has lost 2 cards or like had to go 1 card down for 2 cards down in round 1 to win the round, to make a comeback on round 2. So that's definitely like excellent plays there by GhrimRheaper, of course with assistance from Knickers.
Knickers MVP. Okay, so the thing about Knickers, not gonna lie, I say Knickers is better than Roach. Even though Roach is very consistent, you know how to pull him, you play a gold card. But Knickers, not only less provisions, not only has armor, but it's just a god that's saving you when you believe in Knickers the most. This is why, man, dog, best friends. That's pretty much it.
Definitely, Knickers is also cuter than Roach. Fight me.
Oh, when are we gonna get a cat card just to add up more to the animal side? Gonna be good buff to all the beast decks there, but besides that, hey, you can't go wrong with a pet cat as well. But with now 1-1, we have seen that Lippy deck gone from the side of GhrimRheaper. In the meantime, though, Noelle gonna be whipping out his own Skellige deck. It's Patch Style Fury versus Overwhelming Hunger. So what's the over-under to see Vi for the monster side?
Let's see. Oh, it's definitely
absolutely guaranteed, 100% yes. And now, we've been talking about the Vi for quite a lot, but for the new players too, though, what does the Vi do to make it such an instrumental card of the Monsters faction?
So Vi pretty much is an 8 power unit that has a Deathwish ability of shuffling himself back to your deck and increases its base power by 3 whenever it shuffles back. So with a leader ability like Overwhelming Hunger, and given that you stock yourselves with a lot of thinning cards from your initial deck, like Oneiromancy here, we see Naglfar here, and yep, Alzur's Double Cross. Oh my god, this is a lot of thinning cards. So you can do the effect over and over, and it's not unusual for you to see like 20-point swings with V plus leader ability in leader rounds.
And it really just is painful to watch that Vi gets strong, because it's not a boost. It's that card literally changing to add +3 every time it gets consumed. So that base value, untouchable basically, unless you have a way to hurt it. Like, I'd say the Mandrake, right, has to be the only way to reset it back to where it came from. So will we see the Mandrake meta? Is it gonna happen? But because of this deck becoming so popular alongside many others, Lockdown becoming more popular for NG just to prevent the hunger procs from happening, and it really is just all about getting the consumption on. You don't want to leave that Vi on the board at all. If you leave that Vi even once and your opponent has a way to punish you, that's pretty much game.
Yep, definitely punishes would be in the form of either Locks or Karate Heatwave, which is a very popular card lately. So you definitely don't want to be leaving that V around. And speaking of monsters, another card in Monsters' favor is Enrega Larva, which is like pretty much like a very, very strong bronze card, if not the strongest bronze card in the game.
It is just the best bronze card that you'd see for monsters. It is just so valuable to have Enrega Larva. Not only does it protect itself with the armor, but also it starts at 1, it spawns itself to have 2 copies in one go, and you just get point after point after point for the side of the monsters. But in essence, though, it is going to be time to start things off with the Unicorn to play it out. It's not really the Unicorn card. It's the, how do you even pronounce it? The Iroquois. This is the problem. Us here on the Asian side trying to pronounce these European names a little too difficult. But in any case, high provision card comes into play onto the melee row. It's also going to be good because even though the Hemdall is a hefty body, at the very least, the lightning effects there, the on-row hits, not going to be happening anytime soon. And you know what's happening here, Tweedle? It's haunt time to play out that Banshee and get those Deathwish units up and running.
Yep, GhrimRheaper definitely pushing with Haunt here. Winning round 1 has always been an important win condition for most players, but more so for V players, because they definitely want to have last say to make sure that their V is safe. for when they play it
Max
last.
maximum V value. That's pretty much the point. Big commitment to play the Ihurakax. I really wanted to pronounce that properly. The Ihurakax and the Haunt at the same round, but at the very least, it is going to be some value there. Hunter, though, going to be in the play, the long ship, going for the procs as well as the
So
other
we'll
Hunter.
we'll definitely see a lot of points on this
Mhm.
play here. V being played again, and the Haunt spawning a Barghast. Yeah, it's
And
gonna
the
be very
Barghast.
hard for Noelle to catch up here.
The Vargas getting a bargain bin dinner, able to consume that, and is, of course, up on top with the dominance. At the same time, though, there is one card that can really change the tempo of this game, and that is going to be that Morkvark Heart of Terror to basically go for the reset on one of these units that has consumed something big. Question is, though, will we see Noelle commit on that unit already? There is still one more charge on the Haunt to summon the Night Raid, I believe, to at the very least get more of those points online. And speaking of the rates, seems like the noon rate is there. Here we go with the 5 points, courtesy of the last stage of the Haunt. And when you consume it again, more rats to spawn. It's double the value, double the points right now here for GhrimRheaper.
Yep, 30 points for Noelle that he has to make up for if he wants to win this round. The Ekimara is currently bleeding, so he'll need just 29 points. But 29 points with one card, that's going to be a tough order for Noelle if ever. So he'll most likely need to commit 2 cards here.
Yeah, but the Gutting Slash going to be committed to get more points because of the Death Wish there. Give some rats to the other side. It's time to clean up on to the flooring there. Besides that, with this 20 points, is this going to be enough for GhrimRheaper to actually pass this round? That Morkvark is still looking very scary on the other side. 16 points on the Bargas. There we go with the consume. And the thing about the Harpy, it has been buffed recently to if there are 2 of them, they do get that bonded bonus and you get a Harpy egg for free.
Yes, you get an additional 5 points because the Harpy egg does spawn a Harpy, which is 5 points when it dies. So we'll see what Noelle will be doing here. Morkvark is still in the hand, so we'll see if he'll commit that for this round. But that will leave him with less options to deal with GhrimRheaper's threats for the next couple of rounds.
And you know, this is my favorite parts about the new patches and everything. Bonded being added to the Harpy really goes to show you can make some of these old cards better because of the newer keywords. This is something I was talking about with Enzo a while ago, but for now it is going to be time for the Heron Kaduk to be played. And what will we get? Will it be the Witcher? Will it be the Adept? Seems like it is going to be the Bear Witcher into play to go for the damage if ever. Going to be damaging itself along the way, but can be healed on up by that Heron Kaduk. And it's still confidence here for Noelle because that Morkvark looking still scary in hand. But here we go, another Harpy, and that's going to be a free Harpy egg into play. Another consume, and that's going to be 3 of them flying on the round. 2 of the Katarina side, 1 on the normal variant.
So 69 points, by the way, KEKW, so on GhrimRheaper's side. So definitely Noelle has a lot of catching up to do here. Morkvark will be playing for a total of... Okay, he will be passing, which is like definitely the right play there.
Yeah, it's a bit too much. You don't want to be using the Herald in hand. Not going to be useful whatsoever in its first state. In the meantime, Clash of Clans not going to be able to really get much. Blood Eagle, though, going to be back into hand. And we even get the Skewerdull to get some good removal on. But with that commitment there from GhrimRheaper, he is going to be comfy to get that last say if ever. Foglet, Ruxa, gonna be some useful cards just for a few rounds here and there, but I don't really expect much from our Monsters player. But oh, he gets the Vi in hand, and never mind, he says, okay, we go again, as he is just gonna be using that charge to get the consume on.
Definitely. So we can see that GhrimRheaper has both Naglfar and Oneiromancy in his hand. So I think he's pretty confident that he can get V no matter what. Coupled with your leader ability, you could really make use of that full V effect over and over.
I really felt like he was gonna think about passing, but then as soon as he drew the V, it's like, nah, we're playing, let's go.
Yeah.
My time to shine.
And
but here we go again.
Naglfar here. Naglfar also puts Royal Decree on top of GhrimRheaper's deck. So he's guaranteed a V no matter what here for round 3. A double 2 Vs if he wants to, if he still has consumes. But GhrimRheaper does use up all of his overwhelming hunger charges, but maintains a 28-point lead.
Oh, but that 28-point lead gonna get diminished as Borgvarg Heart of Terror gonna be going for the smackdown. And it's just a beauty to see all of those pings come there. But in the end, it isn't gonna be enough to bridge that gap. Will we see GhrimRheaper finally go for the pass? He still has a Foglet in hand. He doesn't have a way to consume it though on Raremancy. Gonna be available as well. And what's the play now? What's the plan? It's the Beast to get more and more of those points at Ekimara. Pretty good unit, pretty good amount of points right now. And what's the call here? It's the Stunning Blow instead to try and do some damage and get rid of the Beast in one fell swoop.
Yeah, GhrimRheaper definitely pushed there because as we saw earlier, Naglfar did put Royal Decree on top of his deck, which was guaranteed the V for next turn still. But looking at GhrimRheaper's deck, he is running a bit low on consumes, just two Barghests here on his deck. So we'll see how that goes for him.
Yeah, 1 Barghest, 2 Barghest. It's basically a sled ride there for GhrimRheaper. In the meantime, we do still have Noelle having not only Herald, not only the Blood Eagle, but also that's going to be such a helpful unit to have that Squirtle to go for the 5-point body and the 5-point pick. But it's actually only round number 2. So it's only 4 points and 4 points. So it's an 8 total play. Seems like GhrimRheaper keeping a good lead for now. That is going to be Heron Kaduk ready with its charge, but seems like Squirtle will get committed in this round, get rid of Bruxa, prevent that Thrive from happening, and that is going to be that bleed though, hurting the Hunter where it counts, and the pass will finally come.
So, too bad for Noelle here. He will have to use a gold card from his hand, which would have been nice to have on round 3, but he's definitely just going to play a bronze card here to just even the points out. Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Haymay Protector gonna be there. Even because of that bleed, it's basically gonna get 3 points. Doesn't really matter too much though. It's now just thinning with the Blood Eagle. But besides that, that's gonna be the round. So a great push, in all honesty, from GhrimRheaper. He got rid of the Echo card. The only thing still left in hand is that Herald. Getting rid of Squirtle just like that, preventing the maximum value in round number 3. And you already know that for Skellige, they do like to make it to round number 3 because of that veteran effect. Wild Boar of the Sea, though, gonna get drawn. And this is something we were talking about a while ago. This is the deck list that actually plays Wild Boar of the Sea. And it's interesting because he doesn't really have a way to get it. He just basically relies on drawing it, and that's going to be the situation for this round.
Yeah, Noelle drawing the Champion's Charge. So as we can see, no consume cards from GhrimRheaper. So Royal Decree will just be playing, I'm saying just, but let's say 20-point V already. But as we can see with Patricidal Fury and Champion's Charge, Noelle can easily deal with that threat. So very interesting turn of events here. If he hadn't drawn Champion's Charge, this would have been very, very dangerous for Noelle.
Yeah, the thing is, though, it's still last light from GhrimRheaper, so we'll see what that body can do. 3 Thrive Engines on the board right now. Bruxa going to be adding a 4th, and you're going to be seeing a big proc from all of them. So the plan here for Noelle is to go for the cleanup duty. He still has that Champion's Charge. He can go for the Wild Boar to see right now to get rid of the Neckers, but does he think that's valuable enough? And he will commit onto it. Knows it's a short round, might as well bother and might as well get rid of them. The Raiders also going to be useful to go for the poke onto the larva, and that board is just wiped out for GhrimRheaper.
So GhrimRheaper will be playing most likely the Bruxa, which will be playing for 4 points, unfortunately, because the other bleed will not go through. And Noelle will have 8 points of Patricidal Fury, so we'll see.
I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Orange Wolf gonna be there. Does allow that Champion Charge to go for the insta-give. Herald even getting rid of a Siren along the way. But a great play from Noelle to take the win after all is said and done. Unlucky for GhrimRheaper. He had a good idea to go for the push, but the thing about it is he just ran out of consumes. He wasn't able to get rid of the Foglets appropriately, and that will cost him that game. Noelle now up by 1 here at Squeedle, and an incredible series so far.
Yep, but given that we didn't see V win on this round, we'll be seeing it again later on. So it's very interesting to see what Noelle will be teching against round 2 of V. Is it V or Vi? I have no
I know,
idea.
I know. I just went with you with the V. I was calling it by a while ago, but I will just be in parity with my co-caster. But that Wild Boar of the Sea, not gonna lie, so very helpful here for Noel. It has been able to allow him to get some easier victories because he's able to draw it, and that's a little bit of his luck actually factoring into this matchup, because we said before there is no way for him to choose that card. There is no way for him to get it from the deck, and the fact that he's actually getting it consistently has helped him out with playing this Skellige deck list.
Yes, Wild Boar of the Sea, a card that used to be played a lot when the Skellige meta was ongoing, fall out of popularity for some reason, and now it's very good to see it coming back.
Yeah, it's really because Blood Eagle can't get it, Raiding Fleet can't get it. You want to have other cards along the way to try and add some more value. You want to play something like the the one that actually goes for the pokes, right? So you can actually get some more value per turn, and it really just was more and more of those tall units rather than the wide factor. And that's a really great point by some of our analysts yet again, because when you're playing Wild Boar of the Sea, you have to use it against a wide deck. But if they're playing tall and it's boosted, it doesn't get that extra proc, and it just has just been the change of the meta affecting that card. But in the end, at least it has been helping out Noel. And with the Wild Boar of the Sea, something he can ride on, it is him on match point, and he's back to where he belongs. He's back to playing that NR deck list.
Yes, very interesting for GhrimRheaper. He decides to use his mobilization deck to go up against Noel's shield wall deck instead. So V will might make an appearance later if GhrimRheaper wins this match.
It's gonna be interesting, but this is a mirror matchup to remember in a way. Factions gonna be of the same page, but with different leader abilities. You already know that this is gonna be more on the control side for GhrimRheaper. Mobilization means that it is just gonna be the skies lit up by arrows, thanks to those Redanian archers going for hit after hit after hit. Curse of Corruption gonna be in hand as well. And the thing about this format, guys, is all the players know what kind of decks they're whipping out, what the deck lists are, and we're not seeing that install Crystal Skull because Noel doesn't want to lose 11 points. He'll only lose 7 instead.
Yep, Noel losing his frigate right there, and he's easily gonna just like play the Dun Banner soldiers right there to thin out his deck.
Yeah, Dun Banner getting a bit more popular because of the provision change, and at the very least, it does get the thin out and will be allowing the Well to have 10 points on the board. But Squirrel right now getting rid of Amphibious Assault, and that has to hurt any NR player because that card is just so very strong. Drummer though into play to add in more and more of those points per turn.
Yes, definitely. GhrimRheaper playing excellently there, eliminating a threat, and now we see Philippa eliminating more threats on the board.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be very challenging for Noel here.
And oh, it's an insta pass. Will we get it? Will we see a tie round number 1? Will GhrimRheaper dare to do it? That's the question. Seems like he's considering, no, I want to get that. Say, I want to be able to be up by 1 to pressure my opponent rather than playing one big round. He's thinking about the other Tweedle, and this is going to be exciting because that next round, if it does become a draw right now, it might be the last for this finals. Never mind though, Radovit's Royal Guards will be busting down the fun and will be played to secure the round victory here for GhrimRheaper.
Yep, I imagine GhrimRheaper will probably push for round 2 here. Engine Northern Realms thriving on longer rounds, so I would imagine that he would want to keep the round 3 battle pretty short, but we'll see what GhrimRheaper decides to do here.
But man, oh man, look at the amount of spell cards, amount of tactics, the amount of non-unit cards that GhrimRheaper has right now. He has the Alzur's Thunders there twice. He has the Archers. He has the Heat Wave. He even is going to be able to have the one that summons the Revenant in hand. But Idzaran gonna be here. It's time for him to shine, perhaps. But what's the call for Noel? Does he have a way to get rid of this right now?
Noel just plays his Trident Infantry right there. Not really worried maybe of the Idaran right there. But we will be seeing Grim Reaper use his leader ability.
Oh no.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely upping up his damage potential right there. 3 archers. How will Noel deal with this?
And this is why you respect the Idara. No matter what, you know that they're gonna be spawning something, and it's already boiling all to answer back. But you'd expect the infantry is the one going for the procs with those one pokes, but no, it's the archers on the other side getting value after value after value. But a good call here though for Noel. He's able to mitigate a bit of the damage by keeping the 1 point body on the board. Forbidden Magic though into play. Here we go again, another summon. And Noel, he has to do something and fast.
Yes, this is getting rather sticky for Noel. Falibor might go out here because aside from his Selkirk and Anseis, he really doesn't have any removal options in his hand.
Idaran though getting the value and this card. You look at the library, right? You think you don't actually own him because he's gray, but apparently you just have it suddenly moves like, oh, I do own him. And
Yeah.
right now we are seeing GhrimRheaper own his opponent with the amount of control he has. Decisions right now for Noel. He's gonna be unable to really set up the way that he would like, but here goes Shield Wall gives that Ansius that insta duel. And it does survive the fight against the Archer, but more pokes are coming his way, and this might be Revenant summoned again if played correctly.
Yep, we can see Thunder, definitely. Okay, he plays the Thunder right there. We see another Thunder and the Boiling Oil. Grim Reaper never running out of control options here. Noel in a very sticky spot at 15-0.
Oh, Idaran, why do you do this dirty? It is just ridiculous how much he's getting out of that card. But Falibor will be the answer. Maximum value for Falibor. Not only does he get the initial 10, he also gets the bonus 3 with the setup there. So this might just be a way for Noel to answer back with a hefty body on the board.
We see,
Thunder,
okay, yep, Thunder on the Falibor right there.
Yeah. My only concern for Noel right now is he's unable to really set up the way he would like. He has the Marine, he has the Siege Sport, he does have the Ana as well. And because of his hand right now, and because of the amount of damage that GhrimRheaper is doing, it is just him unable to get maximum value out of the Ana as it's Boiling Oil, plus the Ordanian Archer procs again to get rid of the Bloody Baron, keeping this a 10-0 scoreline for the round so far.
Yep, Grim Reaper going with just like leave nothing alive on Noel's side of the board right here. So yeah, Noel running out of options here for what he should play next.
Is it just gonna be time to put that Selkirk down to get rid of that Archer? But he might be kinging himself. He does decide to do that. He'd say, why did I do this earlier? He has no real other options to get rid of something on the other side. He still has the Viraxis, but no Ana gonna be there. A bit of a bait, if ever, to try and see what kind of removal will come, as it is GhrimRheaper not only having one more Archer in hand, he still has the Heat Wave, and he has the Amphibious Assault to pick whatever card he would like from his deck under 9 provisions.
Okay, I'll be right back here because I think someone is at the door, so I'll be right back.
Okay, so guys, for now, it is just gonna be time for Noel to try and survive. Amphibious Assault into play. Noel has to be saying, you know, I wish I had that card. And he remembers that he had it a while ago, but it was banished by the Ballista now. Gonna be into play. Pretty valuable unit for a 4-prov. Not only does it get that first poke, it still will have that order ability, but here we go with the siege support, allowing Noel to at the very least set up his way, set up how he would like. Allows the unit that can give Zeal to survive with the shield wall so far, but the question is, will he meet the heat wave instead? Time ticking, and there you go, the heat wave will be connecting onto the siege support. Here comes the ballista, and here we go with the archer getting one more poke. Not the best last card though from GhrimRheaper, so he might have to pass after this turn, because that Selkirk gonna be at the very least looking for a duel, looking for a fight. And what's the plan right now? Shield wall gonna be there. Is it gonna be more of the pokes from the archer? Might not be the case though. The damage has been done on Noel's side, and we'll find out if we will see GhrimRheaper commit one more card.
Okay, and I'm back. Yeah.
Look at this NR battle unfolding. Archer, last card in hand. Selkirk on the board. What's the call here for GhrimRheaper?
Definitely a pass. You'll see Noel, what do you call this? Use that Selkirk order. And yeah, GhrimRheaper will be passing right there. Going
So
one
much.
card down for round 3. Oh, no.
Very,
Okay,
they're
okay.
tied. And the Marine gonna be committed keeping that Firaxis in hand. So not the worst situation for Noel. Question is though, what does he have left to reuse that Firaxis ability in the first place? Because we still have the reinforcements on the other side. Gonna be expecting more and more of those archers. And what's the call? Is it just gonna be for the Marines or the Royal Guards? It seems like that's gonna be the case, maybe even for the Witcher itself.
Excellent draws from GhrimRheaper's side right here. We see the Oneiromancy and Amphibious Assault. We'll see if he'll be doing a mulligan on the bronze cards he has in hand. But on Noel's side, we see that Viraxis with the Karak Marine is active, so that definitely will have some value later on.
Yeah, and a 7-point body on the board at the very least can't be insta-give, I believe, by GhrimRheaper right now. But looking at those draws, right, not only do you have the card that lets you pick whatever you like from the deck, but you also get the card that lets you pick a unit under 9 provisions from your deck and give it a boost if you need it. But here we go. The Archers, they're back with a vengeance. They want to do it again, and Queen Adelia is going to be their leader for that one. Going to be spawning an Archer with the shield. Here we go with more and more of these arrows looking to connect. And this is looking pretty good for GhrimRheaper so far. Already the first proc onto the Vraxis, but here we go. The Marine gets it again, and here we go with more of the boosts into play.
Yep. So GhrimRheaper still has Amphibious Assault on tap, with, and he could get a Northern Realms card from his deck. So we'll be seeing what he'll be drawing here soon.
Might be that defender, but the archer will be stationed yet again. Big body though, because of that Marine. And here we go again with a few more of the pokes. This is going to be pretty close, actually. Every single unit, I believe, that Firaxis is able to boost can be very helpful here for Noelle so far. The Witcher, though, locking itself after the big hit from the Adrenaline and the Forbidden Magic. The call to get the Revenant, but this is looking a bit dicey for GhrimRheaper. Will he have enough points to fight against the well? Can he survive? As he is going to go for another duo of procs. Infantry though into play, hits back onto the Archer, but the armor will protect it for now. And with 14 points, the margin, is this going to be GhrimRheaper surviving, or will he fall to the might of Noelle? What else can we play from this deck? Will we see the Royal Guard into play? Yes, we do. But is it enough? Is this gonna be enough for the points? The Inspire only gonna be adding armor. There we go with the heal. And that will be 2 points buffer to survive. We are all tied up 2-2. And this best of 5 going the long haul.
So like I said earlier, yeah, we'll be seeing V again later on.
So it's V versus Shield Wall. And what do you think of that matchup? Who might be favored coming into the last game of this best of 5 set, Tweedle?
The thing is, Northern Realms has a lot of engines that V-decks usually don't have a way to deal with. So on top of like excellent removal from the Shield Wall player's side, they will be having a lot of engines that give them more points over time. So I think I'm more favored to take the Shield Wall side of the match. How about you, Dax?
I think GhrimRheaper has to do what he did a while ago and bleed his opponent like crazy to at least stand a chance. You make a very good point, because even though the V is huge, it's still gonna be a lot of different opportunities for the Shield Wall to get some numbers, to get some damage done, or to even go for the resets. You have Bloody Baron, you have Shield Wall duels, plus the boosts from all of the other units. It can stand toe-to-toe against the mightiest of all the monsters. So we'll find out if this can be GhrimRheaper figuring something out to answer back, or will it be Noelle standing tall in the end. But that squirrel was so very useful from GhrimRheaper a while ago. Can he find the Amphibious Assault yet again and get rid of that card before it does damage on another round?
Yes, and it all comes down to this. This is the final match, right? For the Gwent Philippines Holiday Tournament to decide the winner for our first ever Philippine Community Tournament. So who will win? Will it be Overwhelming Hunger for GhrimRheaper or Shield Wall for Noelle?
Yeah, with 4,000 pesos on the line, plus the meteorite powder, plus the premium kegs. You already know that these players are looking to be the best in the PH scene. Both of these players are already in the money, guaranteed to have some prizes courtesy of our amazing donors and sponsors. But besides that, it's still looking for that championship, looking for that crown, and looking to be said to be the best Gwent Philippines player of the year 2020. GhrimRheaper though will start to kick off on blue coin. Already the larva into play, Crystal Skull waiting for a target. Gonna be happy to give Veil if ever.
Yep, and as I've mentioned before, no removal in sight from GhrimRheaper's hand. So that is one thing that V players usually lack. It's removal to counter what's happening on their opponent's side of the board. So we'll see how GhrimRheaper will deal with Karak frigates and all of the engines that Noelle will be playing.
It's gonna be crazy. Soldier versus monster. More and more of points and units on both sides. But that's gonna be the Slizzard into play. It'll be so good to consume that fee, which can be dropped into the next turn.
Yep, Noelle having a lot of options here, and he chooses to destroy the what's his name again, Slizzard here. Definitely an engine to look out for especially when your opponent is playing V. You don't want that V getting consumed over and over, and if you can do something about it, might as well do.
Might as well indeed, but that the Kirk Marine, valuable unit for the amount of provisions. It really is so hefty. +4 onto the volunteer, is able to get onto the other side of the frigate and crew it up. But here we go with the consumption yet again. Barghest into play, gets rid of the initial foglet, gets the points, and thins out the deck. This is something that GhrimRheaper was looking for a while ago and wasn't able to get. So at the very least, he's getting his consumes up and running for this game.
So Noelle committing Anna Stranger here, generating 3 points a turn with the combined frigate and Anna Stranger buff. So GhrimRheaper here with a decision to make.
Oh, but Vi gonna be into play there. It seems like that is gonna be a feast for the Barghest to enjoy. We still do have the Whispering Hillock though, as well as the Oneiromancy, so he can get that back again. But as we mentioned before, there is just no way for him to actually consume that unit in the first place. And the Marines are there again to get that value. Anna now gonna be able to get that inspired bonus and does boost both sides from 3 to 4. We're getting more and more points here for our NR player.
So we have Grim here looking for a haunt from his deck, and he'll probably be thinning V with the Whispering Hillock right here.
But he didn't play the Crystal Skull, and that is gonna be punished by the pass. Oh no, GhrimRheaper! He wasn't able to play his tactical advantage there. He wasn't able to play the Crystal Skull, and now he is just gonna be 1 card down, committing the haunt on the first round, giving a big opportunity for Noelle to take advantage there. And now, this is a card advantage for our Northern Realms player.
Yes, that is rather unfortunate for the miss there by Grim. Basically, Haunt is a very, very powerful card, and not being able to utilize it by forgetting to use your stratagem right there, very unfortunate.
And the thing is just so heartbreaking. The Crystal Skull a +4. If we did see the NR pass, it just would be +2 rather than the +4, because the frigate is of course a commitment with the order. And now this is looking very, very dire for the side of the Monsters player. Can GhrimRheaper though cheat that, as he will get that V in hand? Squirrel gonna be there as well, and seems like Amphibious Assault finally gonna get thrown here, but immediately V gonna get played. Overwhelming hunger, hungry for points, hungry to get that value, and hungry to try and force out more cards from the side of Noelle.
Yep, GhrimRheaper's outlook on this match definitely not looking grim at all, since he's pushing round 2 with 2 cards down. We'll see how Noelle will be playing this round.
Yeah, Brooks, we have the Beast here for GhrimRheaper. Frigate though to start things off strong for Noelle to, in a simple way. But with a 3-card advantage as of the moment, it is just going to be a lot of options for Noelle to take his time and put the weaker pieces into play rather than a big commitment from the strong ones instead. He still has his 2 duels in hand. He still has all his charges, and things are looking really good for Noelle so far, as we will see GhrimRheaper go again, get the overwhelming hunger onto the V, and get more of those points.
Yep. Noelle seems to be taking his time with like playing his more low value cards here, since he does have an overwhelming card advantage for this round.
Still though, that beast will at least get more and more points for the monsters player so far, with those Ekimaras being big bodies. But right now, it is going to be time for the Nagafar to put the Prince Willem up top, Vito into play. Hunger going to be there yet again. And it seems like here for GhrimRheaper, he just wants to build a good buffer, so he might have an opportunity perhaps to pass later on. He's holding on to the squirrel though, waiting for the bait, waiting for the amphibious assault. And Noelle, will he fall for it? No, he will put the Selkirk down first, and he's gonna be ready to fight out with a duel.
Yep, Squirrel here will not really be getting anything out of Noelle's deck, so it will just be a 4-point play with no value or utility later on. So we might see Grim pass here or just play the Broxa.
The Broxa can be an opportunity to at least get up to 5 points because of the bleed, and that is going to be that. Seems like, though, for GhrimRheaper, he just wants to get rid of that amphibious assault if ever. And he's holding for dear life. He's waiting with that squirrel. But Noelle has learned from the previous game. But does he have any other choice coming in to this next turn? No, he doesn't. Amphibious assault now going to be into play. It is going to be high time to pick a unit and try to get more and more of those points. So the Royal Guards going to be there instead. This will give an opportunity to give Selkirk some armor before this duel even starts. And that is going to be a duel to remember. Big points for Selkirk. And this is going to be even easier for Noelle to answer back, especially because Squirrel will be committed to get rid of the amphibious assault. 17 points right now, the gap.
Yep, we also shouldn't forget that Frigate and the Drummer and the Trident Infantry are generating passive points on Noelle's side of the board. So, okay, Noelle will be using Veraxis to refresh the Selkirk ability right there. Will it be enough? And it's definitely enough. And he will be having a 2-card lead for round 3.
What a slaughter. It's a soldier with a sword versus an unarmed, peaceful vampire. And in the end, it's a 2-card advantage as we are going to be going into the last round of action. This has been your Gwent Philippines Holiday Tournament. This has been an amazing best of 5 so far, but things are looking to go so very well for Noelle. You know, they make songs about names like that for Christmas, and it really feels like Christmas is coming for Noelle yet again if he's able to wrap it up properly in this round.
Yep, GhrimRheaper's hand here not looking pretty great as well, although we do know that he will have V from the Prince Willem right there, but will it be enough for him to go against a Noelle who has 2 extra cards?
And Falibor to get rid of that Broxa. That Prince Willem can either draw the V or the Ihua Rakax, but besides that, it still sums the same thing, and there you go. It will be that high provision into play. John Natal is pulled out from that one. 27 points right now for GhrimRheaper, but with Prince Ansius in hand as well as the Bloody Baron, things are just going to be mathematically in favor of Noelle right now.
Yep, so we see Noelle playing Bloody Baron at the back, not worrying about any removal from GhrimRheaper since this is an open deck list. And yeah, okay, GhrimRheaper knows.
The emote of GG, well played, gets the crew on for Noelle. Prince Ansius and the Boiling Oil might just be the combo to remember. And Noelle looking to win in style, wanting to go for one last duel, one last fight, and one last chance to get this victory. The shield wall is there. Here we go again with a fight to go get rid of the back row units. And that is that. Noelle is your Gwent Philippines champion for the year 2020. He will win the holiday tournament, and he will take it 3-2 to wrap up the night.
That was a very interesting series of games. Very well played for both players right there. We saw the Knickers MVP play right there earlier from GhrimRheaper, and we also just saw like excellent plays from Noelle as well, passing when he saw that his opponent GhrimRheaper missed to play his stratagem on round 1.
That was so unfortunate for GhrimRheaper. It really felt like the pressure was on, and making a mistake like that really costing him a good chance to actually put up a fight in that last game. But both sides, both players, both giving their all. And that is going to be that for the Gwent PH Holiday Tournament big shout outs to everyone who's donated, who has really helped on out all of our players and the amazing people here on the casting side. It's been an absolute pleasure, Tweedle, and I'm so happy that you're able to fix this all up for the community.
Thank you so much, and thank you also for casting and giving back to the community. And I look forward to more events and more growth for the local Filipino Gwent community.
Yeah, and that is gonna be that. And what a great match! Thank you guys for tuning on in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys. Thank you.